Hey YouTube, this is Gracie and welcome to Card-tober, a new series in which I show you how to make a Disneybounding Halloween card every day of the month. And if you're new to this channel, hit that subscribe button because there's going to be so many new and exciting videos headed your way. I plan on doing, like I said, a card every day of the month, but I'm also going to be finally throwing in there some Harry Potter as well as some more, just a couple DIYs. That is going to happen this month and I'm very excited about it. I hope you guys enjoy it. So this card that I have done for you today is Disneybounding as none other than the one, the only Maleficent. I hope you guys can tell by the card that I have basically themed after her. I put the black crow on there because that is her trusty sidekick, her best friend. I did the green orb in the background because that is the color of the orb on the top of her sphere, or staff rather, the sphere on her staff. The black background with the silver threads running across it is to represent her horns. There is a very thin layer of purple, which is showing here, cardstock. And then obviously that is to represent her actual, her outfit, her cloak, her dress. The background here is kind of smoky green, and that's to represent her magic and the fire that she breathes when she becomes a dragon. On the inside, I stamped Happy Halloween. Again, I did the green kind of smoky haze slash fire to represent her magic and then the fire. Did the green sphere once again. And on the background, I did my G stamp, which is my typical logo. I like to stamp this G on the back of all of my cards that I hand make for people, just to, you know, put my own personality into it and let them be able to remember in the future who gave them the card. Hopefully they keep it. I did a little bit of green inside of the G stamp as well. So let me go ahead and show you guys how I made this card. I started off by using a card size 5.5 by 4. And then I decorated the inside. So how I did that was I took my Distress Oxide from Holtz Ranger in Twisted Citron. Ooh, that was fun. I opened it up and literally just did little swirls, tried to just use the corner of the ink pad and just did little swirls and, you know, circle designs, that kind of thing. And then I punched out Happy Halloween, or actually I punched out the circle in green cardstock and then stamped in there Happy Halloween. And the stamp set I used for that was from Stampin' Up, and it's called Spooky Fun, and I just used this part right here, the Happy Halloween sentiment. So on the back side, you can put any logo that you want. You know, there are stamps out there that say, you know, handmade, like this one here. So if you want to do something like that, you can. After I stamped my G stamp, I took a Q-tip and the ink pad and just dabbed the Q-tip onto the ink pad and did little swirls and little, you know, dabs to put the green on there. So let me go ahead and put that aside as well. Once I did that, I cut out all of my pieces of cardstock. You want to start off with a black cardstock to do the very back of the card, and that would be the exact size of the card, so 5.5 by 4. And then I took my Distress Oxide once again. Let me move the card out of the way, and I just did little circles and little scrape marks and just kind of went all the way around the border, literally just all the way around the border, and did it until I was happy. Once sounds kind of funny, but once I was finished with that and I let that dry for like a minute or so, I took my Nuvo in glow drops because I liked how bright green it was, and this is in, let's see, apple sour, and I just did little dots, just little tiny dots like that actually, and then I just took my Q-tip once again and kind of dabbed it, and when you do it on top of the Distress Oxide, the color pops. And let me go ahead and show you what that ends up looking like. And I just did that until, once again, I was happy with the outcome, what it looked like. And this is what I came up with. So you can see how on top of the Distress Oxide, you could see some of the Nuvo. It's kind of shiny, but the color is more vibrant that way. So once you do that, you'll go ahead and glue that down. Just get some glue here. Just take your liquid glue and glue that down. And I say all the time in my videos that it's best to use liquid glue for background pieces, so that way you can adjust the paper as you go in case you don't have it in the right position. It's easy to kind of slide around. And just go ahead and press down. And then move on to the next piece, which is your purple cardstock. And this is just a slightly textured piece of cardstock that I found. And this is just cut down about, I think, 1/4 of an inch smaller than the black background that you did the green on. And just go ahead and also glue that one down. You don't have to do anything to this purple unless you want to. You can run it through an embossing folder of some kind. That would be kind of cool. But I decided to leave it plain because it's not going to show a whole bunch. And just go ahead and place that down on your background, the black background that turned green. And then you'll take a piece of black cardstock once again. Let me move this piece out of here. And then you're going to wrap your twine or thread around it. This is the thread I used. It's metallic decorative sewing thread. And I literally just wrapped this however I wanted. And I wanted it to be kind of, you know, more stripes on the top and the bottom, and then kind of at angles in the middle, just to add, you know, some interest to the card. And this is what the back of it looks like. So you're very, you know, lucky to not have to show this background because it's not super pretty. And then all I did was just tape down all the edges, and you can see how I redirected some of the thread to go around in different directions. So you can kind of see how that went, and literally all I did was just wrapped it and then taped it as I, you know, wanted, as I saw fit. Let me go ahead and find my pop dots here. So you're going to raise this background off of your card. You can kind of see the little 3D square adhesives there, and just put these in all 4 corners. You can also put one in the center, and these are just 3D foam adhesives here. I'm going to put one in the middle, and then 2 more, and that should be fine. You don't need it to be, you know, crazy or anything. And before I tape that to the actual card, I'm going to show you how to place down your circle die. This is the die that I came out with. I just did it on some green cardstock, and this is the punch that I used. This is from Fiskars, and it is a 2.8 inch large circle, and you just kind of punch it out and then it comes out here. Nice and simple. Go ahead and use liquid glue for this as well. On my original card, I used tape adhesive, and that got really hard to place onto the card because, and I'll show you why in a second, because when you're going to put it on your card, you want to tuck some of it under the thread, or at least I wanted to. You don't have to if you don't want to. No one's pressuring you. There's no peer pressure here. And you'll just want to put that in the middle and kind of adjust it until you like it. There you go. And just press down. So you can kind of see how on my original card I got a couple strands across the green. I don't know, I just thought it looked kind of cool, so that's why I did that. But here it's very interesting looking, so I quite enjoy that. I hope you do too. The next thing I did was I created my crow. And this is what it comes out looking like. It's on some black cardstock. Let me see if I can, there you go. See a little bit better that way. And I used the Cricut cartridge called Happy Hauntings. And I think this is the first time I've used a Cricut cartridge in one of my videos, so I'm very excited. I'm gonna be using this one a lot this month. And then once I've cut that out, I took my Nuvo, once again, in crystal drops this time, and this is in Ebony Black. Hopefully you can see that. And I literally just, you know, gobbed that onto the front of it and let that dry. It's actually very fast drying, so that's why I love Nuvo. And we'll just go ahead and glue that onto, actually we're not gluing that down. Woo, that would have been not so interesting. We're actually going to pop dot that as well, or 3D foam adhesive that as well. We're going to raise that off of our card basically. And just put a few pieces of this on there. And another thing to do is if you really want these like smaller pieces of the bird to, you know, have some pop dot on it, all you need to do is take some scissors, take your foam adhesive and cut that down the center so you get 2 little strips, and you can put that, you know, down the wings here, and then maybe one by the feet, which, let's see, I think that's, where's the sticky part? Here we go. And just go ahead and place that down. So we're just going to peel off those backings, throw them away, or at least off the camera, out of the view of the camera, and then we're going to push that onto the card. And I liked having the feet kind of go to the edge of the green, so we're going to place it right about there. And then we're going to take the backings off of these 3D foam adhesives on the back and then place it onto the card. Let's make sure we have it opening the right way. That's important. And you can see how the purple is just a thin layer of purple. You can make that a thicker one if you prefer. But I wanted more of this like smoky magic stuff to show, so that's why I did the purple so thin. And there you have it. There is your Disneybounding Maleficent Halloween card. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'm very excited for the rest of this month. So stay tuned for more videos. Subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, all that good stuff. I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Bye!